Hello everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Bunker Podcast. I'm Michael McEwen, thank you for tuning in. It is June the 30th. My God, how has that happened? Presumably because of time and that abstract concept itself of days and hours and weeks and so on. Ergo, June the 30th, which is also Asteroid Day. I'm not making this up. International Asteroid Day, an annual global event which is, I think, commemorating the anniversary of the Tunguska event in 1908, when a meteor air burst levelled about blah, blah, blah of forest in Siberia, Russia. It was co-founded in 2014 by Stephen Hawking. There you go. In the first minute of this week's podcast, you've learned something you didn't know. Isn't that the case, Lewis Fraser?
Yeah, I don't know what podcast I've sat in on here. I'm in the wrong one. I'm not sure I do actually.
Brian Cox will be here any minute.
I don't think I do know that. I think I'll have to listen back to the first 30 seconds.
Asteroid Day. Yeah, I've literally just found out about this.
I could tell that as you were reading it, you were learning it on the fly as well.
Tunguska event, 1908. A meteor, it levelled a bunch of forest, 830 square miles of forest in Siberia. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Big asteroid.
Certainly is. But we're all still here.
Yeah. So
thank God. Thank God, Lewis.
Or else we wouldn't be sitting here about to discuss PGA Tour changes and everything else.
That and the rest. Before we get into that, how was your weekend? You were in a beautiful corner of Scotland, famous for its golf, but... You were there for reasons other than golf.
Well, golf was a big part of it, to be fair, yes. We'll get to that in a wee second. So it was my good friend Andrew's wedding, Andrew Wallace and the newly Salva Wallace.
Congratulations.
So, yes, congratulations to them. Very nice ceremony in Campbelltown.
How long will it last, do you reckon?
I think they'll be all right.
They'll be all right? Solid couple?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty solid couple.
Good.
Yeah, we were. Although I say that, Salva took her time to arrive to the ceremony.
Really?
Yeah, so fashionably late and everything, like you expect that. Like it was scheduled for a 2 p.m. start, and we're not going like Garrett Kiggle here where if she turns up at 2:01 we're gonna penalise her like a couple of shots at the start of the marriage. But got to start 2:10, and bear in mind it was really warm in this room, so we're all getting a bit thinking, right, in the next 5 minutes she'll be here. And then it got to 2:20.
No way.
I'm looking up at the best man, who's one of my good mates. So while they both were, I'm looking up at them. I'm giving them tapping my wrist here as if how much added time are we getting. And 2:20, no sign. Then it got to 2:30. And we're all kind of looking across thinking, where is she? And
because it stops being funny at a certain point, doesn't it? And it starts to become a case of, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, things are going out of fashion here.
Yes.
It wasn't fashionably late at this point. And mercifully at around 3:25, Salva was there. So
That's outrageous.
I don't actually know if there's been a few stories about why she was late. And,
let's just say traffic.
Yeah, there was really bad
on the Mull of Kintyre
roadworks in Campbelltown. I think she might have been coming from Glasgow at the time it took her. So yeah, thankfully it did go smoothly. But yeah, punctuality maybe something
what
to
did
be
you say
worked
the groom's
on.
name was?
Andrew, yes.
Was he getting nervous?
No, he seemed the most relaxed because apparently he did say something to the effect of, don't worry, she's always late. So that kind of put her mind at rest a little bit. But also, punctuality is something that you want in someone you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Well, certainly on one particular day.
Yeah, that would be good. And it's not like it was an early start either. We all appreciated the 2:00. We had a nice morning when saw some of the great sights of Campbelltown.
You were all there on time.
All there on time. We were early because you don't want to be turning up late. We had visions of traffic, something going wrong, and we're kind of sneaking down the aisle just before. So yeah. Anyway, no, it was a lovely day, and as I was saying to you, just before we came on air, the speeches were great. So I've been to weddings where bless them, but guys standing up, and I get it, public speaking is not easy, and if it's your wedding you need to be doing that, and it just drags on for ages, and everyone's just wanting to start eating their haggis bonbons and their soup. But
melon balls usually.
Yeah, melon balls for the vegetarians, and
prawn cocktail, that's another
wedding
staple,
that is a classic one. Yeah, so thankfully all the speeches were short and sweet and great. But going back to, so you mentioned that golf wasn't the main focus, but
the wedding would definitely be the main focus.
I don't know. For some of us, it was the golf because we played a Texas Scramble the day before it.
And really?
Yeah. So Andrew is a former club champion at Machrihanish, so very good golfer, and unfortunately, we couldn't get on to Macrahanish because they're holding their 150th anniversary celebrations.
Okay.
Quite selfish of them, really, when Andrew was getting married that weekend. Like, they could have really thought about that, could have pushed it back.
That seems like a very avoidable clash on their part.
Yeah, I would say so. But anyway, we went to Dunaverty, which is great fun.
Yeah, I know a lot about Dunaverty.
Anyone who's been and played it will know that is a great setting for scramble. And in my team, it was Andrew, not the groom, but actually his best man was also called Andrew.
That's not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all, no. Lee, who is my coach, Lee Greenhall.
All right, yeah.
A better coach than a player, I'll just say that.
Oh, really?
And Craig Perry, who's also a very good golfer, like plus handicap. And when you're at Texas Scrambles and the winning team goes up and it's a comically low score and everyone boos them, and I've been one of the people who's booed it in the past, we were getting booed for our score.
What was your score?
49.
Pardon?
You heard what I said.
49.
49 golf shots. And I'm not kidding, we left a few out there.
That's suspicious.
We're just very accomplished. But yeah, no, I think it's a par 67 or something along those lines. 66 maybe.
So what was your nearest challenger on?
They were gross like 54 or something. Bear in mind, in that team there was a couple of scratch golfers as well.
Right, okay, so 5 shots to draft.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. It was something in that region, yeah. But then after like handicaps and everything, I think we won it by like 1 point something shots.
Even so, 49's obscene.
49 was obscene, yeah, and we actually missed a putt for 48 in the last.
What was it like to be on the other end of the booing?
It was fine because we were picking up bottles of whiskey, so we didn't really care. And we did know deep down that we'd done everything by the book, and we just had a really good day. But we actually parred the first at the Dunaverty, which if anyone's played it will know in a scramble is just ridiculously bad. Like, it's the easiest 300-yard hole that you're ever going to play. We made a 4 on it. But yeah, after that things went well. I think we came back in we came back in 24.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that was good. Enjoyed that a lot. That was great, writing down a loads of twos and threes in the card.
I like Texas Scrambles, but they are ridiculous as well. It's just, it can be very, very silly.
Yes.
I think they are most definitely open to abuse.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But great fun nonetheless. I think if you go there and you just accept that the chances of a ridiculous score or maybe some
jiggery pokery.
Yes, that's the word. If you go in expecting that and being willing to accept that, then you'll have a good day. Yeah. But if you go there and it's like very serious and we must all do things right, you're going to be very disappointed, and you will probably be booing by the end of it. It's funny, I'm saying this, just reminding myself, you said that the groom and the best man were both called Andrew, and I said that was very confusing. At my wedding, well, there's obviously me, there's my best man, Michael, and there was my father-in-law, also Michael.
Oh my goodness.
And one of the ushers, my brother-in-law, also Michael.
That is very
4
confusing.
Michaels.
That's too far.
Far too many.
Yeah.
Far too many.
One is more than enough, I can assure you.
Easy. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a good time.
What have you been up to? Anything exciting?
Nothing at all. Schools are finished, so my daughter is very bored, looking for stuff to do. We got her ears pierced for her on Sunday, so that was drama. Going to Arran with the family this weekend.
Lovely.
To escape the mainland and Glasgow and whatnot. And yeah, Scotland are out the World Cup as well, which sucks, but not a great surprise. So I don't know, I feel like I've kind of lost interest a bit in the World Cup. I need somebody to root for, and I don't know who that will be.
The Democratic Republic of Congo.
No, I promised myself I wasn't going to tell this story, but because I'm not going to reveal any names, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was in the office a couple of weeks ago, right? And we have a big, for those who've not seen it, which is everybody, we've got a big communal kind of like canteen area, which is an overspill for the office that we work out of. It's a shared office space with various other people, various other companies. And in the canteen, there's a huge World Cup wall chart on one of the walls.
Yep.
And the receptionist is doing a great job every day of filling in the scores. Now, this wall chart had just gone up. This was about a week or so before the World Cup started. And I saw some colleagues congregated around the wall chart, getting familiar with who's playing who, and more specifically which countries are in the World Cup.
I can picture who this was in the office. I immediately know who it is.
I think you know. And I'm sitting at one of the tables having a coffee, minding my own business. I'm about 10 metres away, going through Teams, answering emails, but I'm overhearing everything they're saying.
Yeah.
And they're looking down this list going, the Netherlands, right, okay, yeah, they're great. They've won it a few times, and I'm resisting the temptation to correct them. Say, actually, they're the only team to have lost multiple World Cup finals. And then, Germany, oh, they're brilliant. Where's Italy? Where indeed are Italy? It's a great question. And then I heard this. Who's Dr. Congo?
Yeah.
Like Dr. Congo?
Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo. Dr. Congo sounds like a DJ from the 1990s rave era. Duetting with Salt and Pepper or The Shaman. Dr. Congo sounds like he was in The Shaman.
Yes.
But,
oh my goodness.
Honestly,
yeah.
The person who said it was very nicely corrected by another person. Like, actually, I think that's the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I think, yeah.
And meanwhile, again, I'm sitting with my coffee, twitching, trying not to be noticed, laughing. The Dr. Congo. So good luck to England against Dr. Congo. If you can't beat Dr. Congo, good luck.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Should we just say her name?
No, I don't want to.
Okay,
I don't want to.
okay,
That's
fine.
really unfair.
Right, fair
that's really
enough.
unfair.
Okay.
It's... Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
No, right, move on.
Let's talk about PGA Tour. I honestly hadn't planned to bring that up, but listen,
incredible.
You gave me the way in.
Yeah, no. Good.
PGA Tour changes. So this happened last week, around about the time that we wrapped up recording the latest episode. So you may already be familiar with some of the changes that have occurred. But the long and short of it is this. The PGA Tour is going to look considerably different in 2028. 2027, mostly the same. But from 2028, there are, there's no other way of putting it, sweeping competitive changes to the US-based circuit, including a 2-event series. So you know how Lewis people have been saying for a number of years now, or the PGA Tour is essentially a 2-tier tour?
Yes.
It's now going to be officially a 2-tier tour with the Championship Series and the Challenger Series, which is in itself incredibly confusing because you have the PGA Tour, which most people would have assumed is the Championship Series, and you have the Corn Ferry Tour, which to all intents and purposes has been the Challenger Series. The Corn Ferry Tour will continue, but it feels like that will now be the 3rd tier of the PGA Tour as opposed to the 2nd tier. Essentially, you're going to have PGA Tour 1A, PGA Tour 1B, and PGA Tour 2, which would be Corn Ferry. So I'm already confused.
You've confused me.
Excellent.
Good.
Great start. But lots of changes that are taking place, and I think probably fair that we run through those in a second. But first, why is this happening? And this was the PGA Tour's CEO, Brian Rowlap. He said, from day one, the focus of the Future Competition Committee, remember that, has been to build the best version of the PGA Tour and to do so in a way that reflects the voice of our players and the expectations of our fans. The result is a new competitive model. I love a new competitive model.
I've been crying out for a new competitive model.
I was watching Scotland, Brazil going, where's our new competitive model?
Yeah.
And I think we're about to get one.
Definitely
a new competitive model grounded in meritocracy with clearer pathways, higher stakes, and more consistency when the best players compete together. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call pish. Lots and lots of words that don't really explain why this is happening. This is happening because the PGA Tour, in my opinion, needs to change. It's been very clear for a while that what the PGA Tour is, and particularly what it has become since Live Golf emerged, is getting further and further away from what fans want. And I think it's also starting to get further and further away from what players want. The one consequence of Liv's emergence for PGA Tour players has been they're getting lots more money. But in return for lots more money, they're also not getting everything they want, which is a bit more control over their schedule and whatnot and so on and so forth. So this seems to be, in my opinion, a reaction to Liv's emergence, but also future-proofing for Liv's likely disappearance. Fair?
Yes, yeah, I would say that's fair. Yep.
Okay, so clearer pathways, grounded in meritocracy, higher stakes, more consistency. Let's look at what those changes are specifically and get away from Brian, who seems like a good man. Let's get away from his waffle. Lewis, let's deal with the two-tiered tour first of all. Tell me a bit more about that if you can.
Yeah, so you alluded to it there, and basically we've got Championship Series. I think it's important to note that these are names that are somewhat work in progress, so that may change come 2028.
I think they might need to.
Yeah, Challenger Series, to me, you know tennis better than I do, but that is basically exactly the same as the ATP, the way that they talk about the tours, isn't it?
Yeah, it has a Challenger Tour.
Okay,
so
right.
Essentially, I think that's the second tier. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not fully up to date with ATP,
Sure.
but the Challenger Series, I think, is, to all
Yes.
intents and purposes, it's Challenge Tour.
Yep, but okay.
Or Corn Ferry in this case.
Yes.
But this isn't the Corn Ferry. It sits between the PGA Tour and Corn Ferry.
Yeah, okay.
Carry on.
Got that. No problem. So we'll start with the Championship Series. So again, top of the pile, Scott Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Rory McIlroy's off the world, and that series is expected to feature around 15 events, making in total a schedule for these players of around 24 events when you factor in things like the majors and potentially Ryder Cup and other
Hell of a
things
lot
that they
of
might
golf.
want to. That is a lot of golf. You're right. These events, the 15 events that are the PGA Tour Championship Series, they are going to be 72-hole events, crucially, all with a 36-hole cut.
Good.
Top 65 and ties will go through to the weekend to play in the same way a traditional event that we would have known 10 years ago will have been. Not
So
always
we're
the
going
case
back
recently.
to what we had previously.
Yes.
And bringing back things like Jeopardy on a Friday.
Exactly that. So anyone who has watched the Netflix series about the PGA Tour will know, which the name's completely escaping me. Full Swing. I was going to say Drive to Survive. That's Formula One. Full Swing will know that the cut is very important, because if you miss the cut, you make no money, and they make a big point of that. That is going to be a feature of all of these events. 120 players in all of those events, and they are going to be PGA Tour Championship players, top of the pile. Then we are going to have the Challenger Series. Now, going to be around 20 events on the Challenger Series, and slightly less players in those, I believe. And you are going to basically have a chance to get promoted into the Championship Series from these events.
Yep.
You can do that, understand, in two ways, which is either to win a major championship, great, or to win multiple times in the same season on the Challenger Tour or Challenger Series, which will then promote you up to the next stage.
Okay.
Great.
A battlefield promotion, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Now, at the end of the season, 20 of these Challenger players are going to make their way up to the Championship Series. You've got promotion there.
Okay.
At the end of the series, at the end of the Championship season, we're going to have around 4 to 6 events, which will basically serve as PGA Tour calling it a last chance for players who might be fighting for their status on the Championship Tour to either improve their status or to keep their spot there. So similar to what we'd have had with like Corn Ferry Tour, Q School, where guys might be...
Or Live.
Or Live.
Live has its own
Explain
version
what you mean
of
by that,
this.
yes.
Well, relegation. I mean, you know, with Live at the end of the regular season, a number of players get relegated. There's others in like what is it they call it, the drop zone. And those players, along with the best performing players from things like the international series and the Asian Tour and whatnot, all go and play in the Live Promotions event, which is all designed to fill out the remaining places and the vacancies created by relegation on Live.
Yes.
That's what this is.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes, sounds very similar to that. I would agree. You mentioned Live, and that brings us nicely on to money, which is a big factor in this as well. So the Championship Series events are going to boast a purse of at least $20 million, which is a lot of money. Similar to what we're seeing in the PGA Tour at the moment, but yeah, players are not going to be struggling for cash. On
Every event on the Championship Series is going to have a purse of 20 million.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's going to require sponsors to pony up.
Yes.
And do they have those
sponsors with a lot
guarantees?
of money. Not that they have said to me, or in this statement, although they have said that the PGA Tour has already lined up an initial set of 10 of its expected 15 PGA Tour Championship Series regular season events. So that sounds promising. Only a handful to go, which is great. Challenger Series will have, as I said, 20 events, those purses of at least $4 million to players who are looking to be promoted. So in the grand scheme of things, that's not that much money when you think that it's not, should add that as the purse. That's not what the winner is going to be taking home.
Yeah.
That is money for the full field in those events.
It's a big old difference between the two series, isn't there?
It would be
20 million versus 4 million.
If you could work your way up to the top tier, then that would be very beneficial for you, I would suggest. Now, a couple other things. We used to laugh and joke about FedEx Cup points and say that is 900,000 FedEx Cup points a lot, or is 20 FedEx Cup points
Who knows?
a lot? I don't know. And they are looking to change that. So there's going to be, we're told, an easier way to work these points out.
So is there still going to be a FedEx Cup?
So this is, we're going to get to that.
Sorry,
we'll get to that right now. That is
I'm too
absolutely
excited.
fine. The postseason is going to look very different. And this is something that we'll get to what we like and we don't like about these changes that are coming. This is one of my favourite things. We've spoken about match play before and wanting to bring it back. And the potential reasons why it wouldn't be brought back, because if Scotty Scheffler gets beaten the first day, then we're not going to see him for the next 4 days. But the
Doesn't
PGA
suit players,
Tour,
fans, or sponsors. So laden with problems, match play.
yes, potentially. However, I'm reading from the horse's mouth here, the PGA Tour Championship Series will also feature a reimagined post-season, including the introduction of match play, with a new look Tour Championship contested across a rotation of prestigious courses.
Whoa. A rotation?
Many of
Are
which...
we saying goodbye to Eastlake?
We are indeed.
Oh, what a shame.
Or it seems to be that we are anyway. Many of which the PGA Tour would play for the very first time. Yes.
Where are we thinking? Pine Valley.
I
Let's
have
go to
seen
Pine Valley.
that name suggested. Believe it or not, you might be saying that a bit tongue-in-cheek, and whether
Well, yeah,
the
because
members
there's a
and
difference between saying that, you know, we'd like to go to Pine Valley and where you're going to end up, which is probably East Philadelphia golf links. So, yeah, listen, there's plenty of golf courses in the US, isn't there? So it stands to reason that they can visit new ones. But interested to see which ones they go to. I'm not sad to see the end of Eastlake if that's the case. It doesn't really have any kind of... It's got no historical significance really to me.
No.
I'm sure that, you know, yeah, I get the importance of Atlanta as a city and obviously Bobby Jones links and whatnot, but it's the climax of the PGA Tour season. Shouldn't it be going somewhere higher profile, like a Sawgrass? I mean, it's not going to go to Sawgrass.
No,
but you know what I'm
I
saying?
do know what you mean.
There's tiers as well. As much as there's tiers of tours, there's tiers of courses.
Of course.
And I've always felt like Eastlake was probably in the third or fourth tier.
Yep.
So yeah,
Not
good
really
it's-
fitting to have
Yeah.
the again, like the Tour
Good that it's going away
Championship
from it.
had a lot of issues. I think that is, I mean, there's a few of one other change which I'm sure that you will be delighted about. Sponsors exemptions no longer.
Hallelujah. Not before time. Absolutely not before time. Sponsors exemptions. What a nonsense. I mean, I always thought this with the PGA Tour when, you know, Liv first came around. It's like, well, the only way to play in the PGA Tour, we're a real meritocracy. We're, you know, you only get to play in our tour and in our events if you're good enough and if you play your way on, or if a very deep-pocketed sponsor says, "Would you like to play, Ricky?"
Yes,
You know,
or Jordan.
Or Jordan. That's not meritocratic in any way, shape, or form.
No.
And I think that we've seen over the years that, well, it's just not great, is it? I keep coming back to this one, John Daly. The number of invites he has had over the years to then just withdraw or play terribly, like, it's just not worth it. Sacrifice the sponsors' places and give it back to the field. Give it back to players who are playing their way in. So if you're telling me that Wells Fargo isn't going to get to have any hand in the field going forward, I am buzzing.
Good, because that is what I'm telling you.
Yes.
These players, this is designed to be a meritocracy, which is what we're all wanting. Like players to earn their way there. And
Of course it is.
if you are Jordan Spieth, and Jordan Spieth, I absolutely love him, but if he's not playing well and he's getting invited to play these events because sponsors want him there, then that's not going to be the case from 2028 going forward. He's going to have to play good golf to get into these
Play
things.
better.
Yes, exactly.
Comes down to that. Just
It
play
does.
better. No, that's good. I'm glad. Any other changes I need to know about? Q School. What's
yes,
happening
Q
there?
School. So the PGA Tour, I'm reading this paragraph again from the release. PGA Tour will continue to contest an annual qualifying tournament, i.e. Q School, to provide access across the PGA Tour ecosystem. Good word.
I love an ecosystem.
Including the PGA Tour Challenger Series, a last chance
Ecosystem,
series,
I believe, was the second album by Dr. Congo. Recover from that, Lewis. Let's see you recover from that. Will I help you out?
Yeah, please do.
So the Q School is going to feed the Challenger Series, presumably.
Yes, it seems to be that way. Yes, I believe so. So unless I'm sure there's scope for perhaps if you were to win Q School, then you might get directly onto the top tier, but I'm just spitballing there. That might not be the case. But yes, there is going to be a Q School.
So I'm saying at the top there, Corn Ferry's still going to exist.
Yes.
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Is there
believe
still
so.
going to be a Corn Ferry?
Yes.
There's going to be essentially an expanded PGA Tour because there's an awful lot of players, it seems to me, are going to be playing across these two series.
Yeah, so that's a good point you make, actually, in that someone who is eligible for PGA Tour Championship Tier 1 events won't be able to just, on weeks where there is no championship event, to drop down and play a Challenger event. So right now...
Ooh, I can see one massive problem, but carry on.
Right now, if you're someone like... This doesn't happen often, but if you're someone like Scott Scheffler and you wanted to play, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to go and play a Corn Ferry Tour event, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. But from 2028, there's going to be... You're not going to be allowed to drop down.
What if there's a sponsor of a Tier 2 Challenger Series event
Sure.
who has a player that they sponsor as well? So they sponsor an event on Challenger Series, but they also sponsor a player, but that player is now playing on the Championship Series. The sponsor presumably wants that player playing in the event it sponsors, does it not?
Probably,
So
yes.
how's that going to work?
No bueno.
Like, let's say Workday
Yeah.
sponsored a Challenger Series event.
They want Matt Fitzpatrick
They want
to
Matt
go and play.
Fitzpatrick, but you can't.
You can't.
I do like it. I get it. It makes sense because then you can't just, pick and choose, and the Challenger Series is for those players, the Championship Series for those players. I get it. But that I can see being an issue.
Yeah, I think I can definitely see it being an issue. Like you say, with sponsors, again, they don't have the opportunity now to invite someone to play if you are trying to get someone to go the other way. Like, that's not going to be possible.
And that's good. That is a good thing.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah.
And I've always believed this. I don't think there's a single sponsor out there for whom having an exemption or having an invite is a deal breaker. If you get that deep into discussions about sponsoring a PGA Tour event, and then the PGA Tour say to you, oh, by the way, you can't add any players to the field, I would be stunned if any would-be sponsor went, okay, well, that's a deal breaker for us, we're done, end of discussion. I've never ever bought that, but I can absolutely see why a sponsor would want players that it sponsors to play in events that it sponsors.
Yeah, so potential sticking point there. But again, that's something that we'll see. But yeah, not going to be possible. Something else interesting here. A lot of people, like, obviously, we've got a lot of European listeners be asking about DP World Tour. So currently, whistle stop tour is easy to understand at the moment. If you are one of the top 10 finishers on the DP World Tour order of merit at the end of the season that doesn't already have a PGA Tour card, then you will earn yourself a PGA Tour card from DP World Tour. Strategic Alliance, that's how players like Marco Penge or Christopher Wrighton have
That's how Bob Mack
earned
got
their
there.
way. Yeah, exactly. Have earned their way onto the PGA Tour. We are not certain at the moment what is going to happen with that. So Roll-Up basically said that hasn't been decided. We've had a really successful relationship with the DP World Tour, inclusive of those cards. Jay Monaghan said that is one of the many things that we are speaking about. So no clear idea on what is going to be happening.
So it may
there
still
at
be
the
10.
moment.
It could be 5. It could be none, or it could be more than 10.
Exactly.
We don't know at this point in time what that's going to look like. I'd be interested to know what the DP World Tour would like it to be, because there's no question that it's lost an awful lot of talent to the PGA Tour in the last few years. And whilst that's been good for the PGA Tour, I mentioned Bob, but equally Aaron Rai, Marco Penge, as you say, and various others have been really good for the PGA Tour. They've made their mark in more ways than one. I think the DP World Tour has lost a little star power. And
yeah, that would be fair to say.
I guess I kind of wait for the end of the PGA Tour season for the DP World Tour season to really start, which I know is not going to be a popular opinion, but when the FedEx Cup is over, you then get Irish Open, you get Wentworth, you get Dunhill, and with the greatest respect to the fall series events as the PGA Tour's had, no one's really that bothered about Sanderson Farms, at least on this side of the Atlantic, so we're more interested in, Abu Dhabi and Dubai at the end of the season.
Yep.
That's when you start to see those players come back over and play their minimum required events or fulfill those.
Yep.
So, I'm hoping that the DP World Tour could benefit from this, or these changes in the PGA Tour, which would be fewer players going over to the PGA Tour. I'd like to see, and I've always felt that number should be down from 10 to, let's say, 5 at the most. I wouldn't be surprised if it came down as far as maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's opportunities here, as we've said, with this kind of 2-tier system, that perhaps the top finisher on the DP World Tour gets into the Championship Series, and then some others, maybe say the next 4, go into the Challenger, or it could be, if we're keeping with 10, it could be top 5 go to the top tier and next 5 go to the bottom tier. Like, we're completely hypothesizing here. I would be shocked if there wasn't any kind of pathway, because I don't think that is, if we're carrying on with a strategic alliance, that doesn't seem to be a good way for these players. Well, are we? This is a good point.
That's the thing, the strategic alliance, it's not clear what form that's going to take.
I think it would be, to be good to mention here, like, again, in the release, PGA Tour say that top players from the PGA Tour Championship Series will also be eligible for a limited series of elevated international events played in the fall, autumn, and with the intent to be delivered in partnership with the DP World Tour as part of the strategic alliance between the two organisations.
So that's why the Australian Open is getting a little leg up.
Yes, sure. Okay. Yeah, events like the Australian Open, exactly, that are in PGA Tour's traditional off-season. So it does, from that, it would suggest that we are still going to have a strategic alliance, but whether that will remain
the same
with players moving between tours at the end of the season is remaining to be seen. Yeah,
we'll see. My head's starting to spin a little bit with all these changes, so let's knock that on the head there. But before we do, Lewis, what's your response to? Do you think this is a good thing, a bad thing, an indifferent thing? What's your take?
I think when this came out, I looked at the changes and thought there was a lot of, not hysteria, but people saying this is going to like completely revolutionise like the way that the PGA Tour is. I don't think it's massively different from what we have at the moment, because you have the signature event system where it is quite difficult for players who are not in those events to get into the events. Now, I think, judging by this, that it is going to be, there's going to be more kind of chopping and changing between the fields for these top events. If you win twice on the Challenger Series, as we're calling it, then you can move up. Great. Or if you win the major championship and you're Aaron Rai might have been on the Challenger Series, for example, and he's immediately going up into the championship, or someone like JJ Spawn in the past could have been there. So I think that is a good thing. Overall, I think these are positive. The one thing I think that is really good is a change to the end of season, like what we had with the FedEx Cup, because for me the Tour Championship just didn't work. Tried so many different formats. I think like the staggered start was just weird. Like
some players starting in 10 under, for example.
Exactly. Then like top 30 getting to Eastlake and starting like bare feet, level footing at that point, I thought was just strange as well, because if you finished 30th and then you win that week, then you're the Tour champion. Like, it didn't seem right to me at all. Whereas match play, we're going to have in 2028 like a match against two of the best players in the world to be the PGA Tour's champion for that year. I think that's great. We don't see match play besides...
you could also end up with somebody who is clearly not the best player of the year.
Absolutely.
Winning that.
Oh, you definitely could. And you're probably more likely to have that because of the volatility of that format, and that
that's also more American.
It's more American, yeah, and it's, I mean, it's, you see it in, not that the PGA Tours, well, it could end up being similar to something like, look, the Amateur Championship. Like, you have top 64 going through to match play. If you qualify in 64th place and you win all your matches, then you're the amateur champion.
Yeah.
So it's maybe a complete, like, it's somewhat similar to that, in that as long as you get into this match play stage, then you're going to have a chance.
The match play takes place over 4 or 5 days, whereas the PGA Tour takes place across a full year.
Yeah.
And what you expect to see at the season-ending event is the best player of the year crowned.
Yes. We might not have that.
And we probably won't.
We also definitely don't have that at the moment. Like,
well, we don't, but we did. And then they tried to mix it up because someone was winning the FedEx Cup, but somebody else was winning the Tour Championship, and they didn't like that. The end of the season problem is a problem completely of the PGA Tour's own making, trying to make something perfect from something that's always going to be imperfect. Match play, yeah, fine. It's probably the best and easiest way to explain why somebody who isn't the best player across the year is winning the final event of the year, as opposed to having, as you mentioned, someone starting on 10 under, another guy starting on 2 under, and points, and a playoff system where the field's reduced from 100 to 30 and all that sort of carry on. So it's, the way I'd describe it is, it's simplified the end of the season, which isn't a bad thing. It's moving away from Eastlake, which I like. I love getting rid of sponsors exemptions. The 2-tier tour, well, it has long been that. It's just because players are picking and choosing schedules. There are some events where, for example, Sanderson Farms, or even this week John Deere, the best players in the world aren't going to play those because they're not required to, and because the prize funds aren't as big and the ranking points aren't as good, whereas they will play the Travellers because the opposite is true in that case. So all they're, to me, doing is saying, yeah, essentially we have 50% of our events are for the best 50% of the players, and 50% of our events are for the next 50% of our players.
Yeah.
So that's fine. They formalised it. They basically agreed that that they're a tour of 2 tiers, and they're not hiding it anymore. They're not pretending otherwise. They're actually saying that's precisely what we are. The proof's going to be in the pudding. I think it's there are some things there that I'm not sure I'm fully bought into. I really want to see how the DP World Tour is going to be impacted. I want to see what the impact will be on Corn Ferry, Q School. There's a lot of unknowns. I give them credit for trying something different. I give them credit for borrowing the best ideas from Liv, such as the relegation element. We'll see what happens. 2028, this is coming into play, so a lot of time between then and now for unanswered questions to be addressed and for any kinks to be smoothed out. But hey, at least they're trying something.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Excellent. Right, I did have a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but time is marching away from us, Lewis. We didn't anticipate talking about that for quite so long. So I'm going to go to
get through on that.
Asked and Answered. Good one this week. If the answer is 33 years, what is the question? If the answer is 33 years, what is the question? Whilst you are having a think.
Yeah.
Some answers from our social media followers. Remember, we are on X at The Bunkered Pod, and Facebook, facebook.com/The Bunkered Podcast. Craig Meikle, how long will it take the USGA and RNA to finally give relief from divots?
Next.
He's not wrong.
I think he is wrong, because I don't think it'll ever happen. But yeah.
33 years, I can see what will that be? 33 years from now, that is going to be 2059.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm hoping I'm not going to have to worry about it. So, yeah. David McLaughlin, how long will we be discussing the golf ball rollback for? Yes, it feels like we've been discussing it for that amount of time already. Graham Marr, how long does Colin Montgomery talk for after he's asked a question? Oh, that's so hard. I mean, he gives detailed answers.
He does,
Monty.
yeah, it's good. He's expansive in his answers.
I'll tell you what, Graham, I'd rather have Monty answering questions than others.
Sure.
Aaron Barnes, how long my wife says my latest golf clubs will have to last me. 33-year-old golf clubs, what would they be? I mean,
my goodness.
There's no metal drivers in there, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. Persimmon,
yeah.
It could be a problem. Technology's moving quickly. Although, well, maybe with governing bodies, they might actually last that long for you. So you never know. Things can change.
Have a word with her, Aaron.
Yeah,
Sweet talker. James Tracy, how many years of speed training will it take for Lewis to outdrive James Tate?
30. It probably would. How old would James be at that point? What is he now?
Knocking on 70.
Yeah, so he'd probably still be outdriving me at that point.
James at 70 will outdrive you at
Now.
Yeah. Daniel Storton, how many years ahead do USGA think is appropriate to announce the US Open venues?
Oh, God.
That's such a good point, and I don't think it's wrong.
I actually... So I don't know what the answer is to this. Usually do, but I haven't properly looked at what you've put there.
US Open
and I think
future
he could
venues.
be right. That was one of my serious suggestions.
Bear with me.
Yep.
Future sites are 2051. The 2051 US Open will be taking place at Oakland Hills.
Great. Look forward to it
they're
immensely.
all booked up until then. Jeez, that's just mad,
well
isn't it?
organised. That's one thing.
And Terry Dunn, is it how much longer Gary Player plans to be an honorary starter at the Masters?
Yes. Brought at least 33 years.
Again,
that would take him to 122 years old?
Yeah, so
Why not?
Gary's 90 at the moment, so 123.
123, sorry, yeah.
Bryson, was it not Bryson that said a couple of years ago he plans to live to be the oldest human who's ever lived?
He did say that, yeah. I don't know why he said that.
I mean, I think Gary is comfortably on the way.
Yeah, I would say so.
I feel like there's going to come a point when it's just end of days. The apocalypse has happened. The four horsemen of the apocalypse have galloped in. Nuclear war has ravaged the planet, and it's just a bunch of cockroaches and Gary Player
doing sit-ups around him and shouting at them about how they need to get stronger.
It's just me and you now, boys. 123-year-old Gary Player on the tee star. And he would still be out driving you.
Yes, yeah, probably. Yeah, I know. God, I would miss the ball if I had to do that. I'd be so nervous.
Shock horror, none of those are the right answer. What have you got?
Is it how long does it take Tony Finau to open all of his Father's Day cards?
Oh my God. You've gone there. Oh my goodness. How many children's Tony on now?
Not saying it's a bad thing. I think
not at all. Tony Finau, how many children?
Is that one of the top searches?
You type in Tony Finau how, and you know it gives you like suggested finishes. Yeah, how many children? He's got six children.
Maybe not quite 33 years then.
Does he have more children than PGA Tour wins?
Oh, that's a really good question.
As many.
Is it
he
six?
Has 6 PGA Tour
What
wins.
do you think's more likely to happen next?
It's like the ultimate game of higher or lower, isn't it?
I mean, maybe when he wins a PGA Tour event, then he's maybe have a look at the dates and see if there's any correlation.
I don't know how he does it, by the way. 6 children. I've got one. She's 8 years old. I love her to bits. And I go to bed tired and I wake up tired. She's non-stop all the time. 6?
6 is a lot.
6? Yep. Imagine buying golf clubs for all. I mean, I'm sure Tony's fine for that.
He better hope that he's on the Championship Series in a couple of years' time and earning that big money. This $4 million purses are going to be absolutely no use for him.
At the moment, he'll be on the Challenger Series, though, won't he? He's not been playing well enough.
That's a good point. I'd need to look at the rankings, but yeah, he could very well be. But then if he wins twice on that or wins a major, then you'll get promoted. So.
Need to qualify for the majors first.
Yeah, true. Oh, well, God, that is a good point. Yeah, so yeah, he probably would be on the Challenger Series.
So no, it's
not that.
Okay. As great a guess as it was.
Thanks.
No, I'll tell you what, I will reveal the correct question the other side of the commercial break, and I think it's going to surprise you. Do not go anywhere.
Do you want an easy way to book tea times in Spain, Portugal and Italy? If yes, then OnTea is your answer. OnTea.com is a reliable and easy-to-use site for tea time bookings. There are 3 reasons why you should use OnTea. 1. You can cancel your tea time up to 48 hours before teeing off, free of charge. 2. You have the payment option Book Now, Pay Later available. 3. OnTea guarantees the lowest online price. Go to OnTea.com today and discover 1,000 bookable courses. Use the code BUNKERED26 during checkout to get a discount on your purchase, valid throughout 2026.
Welcome back, part 2 of this week's Bunkered podcast. Michael and Lewis here with you in our Dundee HQ. Temperature hasn't really come down, has it?
It's not as bad as it was last time. I was sweltering last time. Yeah,
it's still toasty.
It's toasty though, yeah, right.
So before the break, asked and answered. If the answer is 33 years, what is the question? I cannot believe you've gone there with Tony Finau. Brilliant, absolutely superb.
Thanks.
Wrong though.
Oh.
The correct question This year's Open Championship will be the first in how long to feature neither Tiger Woods nor Phil Mickelson?
33 years. So what year are we going back
years.
to? 1990?
1993?
3.
Yep.
That's crazy.
You weren't even born.
No,
you
I
have
wasn't.
never known an Open Championship without either Tiger or Phil in the field, and Royal Birkdale will be the first.
First time. God, yeah. So
I was 9.
Tiger's never entered, and then Phil has just withdrawn in the last few days, hasn't he? Officially.
Yes, and we're going to speak a little bit more about Phil Mickelson because as much as I'd like not to, I think we have to. We'll speak more about him in a second. Before we do, a quick reminder about our newsletters. Remember, the Breakfast Bulletin and the Monday Finish have had somewhat of a facelift, and you can subscribe to them both for free. Breakfast Bulletin, what can I tell you about that? Delivered into your inbox Monday to Saturday, 6:30 in the morning. By the time you sit down, what do you have for breakfast, Lewis? What's a
varies,
typical breakfast?
like cereal, Frosties, like Shreddies, anything of that. Whatever's on offer in Tesco.
Whilst you're having do you ever do 2 in the one bowl?
No, I wouldn't be doing that.
My wife does that.
That's far too much excitement.
My wife does that, and I don't know why.
No.
When she first did it, I thought it was full-on psychopath.
Yeah.
But now I'm going...
Are you tempted to try it?
Well, not me, because I can't have milk, being lactose
neither you
intolerant,
can.
so
Yeah.
dry
No,
cereal's
dry
not my
cereal's
thing.
quite dull. Yeah,
But
that's not
I
good.
thought it was weird when I saw that, but actually it makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense. Yeah, yeah. There's no reason not to mix them, is there?
No, exactly.
You'd mix like crisps. You had
Would
2
you?
bags of crisps. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
What you're mixing in your ready salted and your salt and vinegar?
Potentially, if I'm
That's-
feeling wild.
That's mental.
Yeah, that's quite
the
strange.
Russian roulette of crisps.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Walkers. No, where
We're
going
going to
to
see that. We're going to see
Breakfast.
that coming out soon, aren't we? Bags of crisps, and like some of them are salt and vinegar, and some of them are ready salted.
Yeah.
I feel like Walkers
Mix-ups.
might have done this in the past when it was Gary Lineker doing their thing. Or
I've
who
got,
was it?
I've got a
Someone-
feeling this has happened as well.
I think it
mix-ups.
has.
I'm sure it was even called mix-ups.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Move on.
breakfast, cereal. When you're sitting down having your Shreddies or your Frosties, Lewis, you could be reading the latest golf news direct from experts, us.
Yes.
And it's been specially curated just for you, the stories that matter, the things you need to know about, so that next time you walk up to the water cooler and there's people standing around and having a bit of a blether about golf. Did you see that thing about the PGA Tour, by the way? What do you think about no sponsors exemptions? When that happens, you are not staring vacantly into the distance going, I don't know what they're on about. You will if you sign up for the Breakfast Bulletin. So there's that. And then the Monday Finish is where you can find my column. It's no longer on the website. We're moving it on to email. So if you want to hear more of my ramblings, why wouldn't you? Then the Monday Finish is the thing to sign up for. Free giveaways, exclusive giveaways, loads of fun, all that sort of stuff in our newsletters. bunker.co.uk/newsletters. Sign up in seconds and for free. Hole in None Club. What the hell is that doing on the notes, Lewis? We've not had a Hole in None
we
Club.
must have taken, yeah.
Months and months and months.
It could be close to a year.
It could
Genuinely could be.
So the Hole
yeah.
in None Club, let's remind people, if they've maybe not heard of it before or have perhaps forgotten, this happened by chance where we were saying, sick of hearing about people in their hole-in-ones. I want to hear from people who have famously never had a hole-in-one. Tell us your stories. We had some great stories, didn't we? Some amazing
yeah, we
stories.
did. I think like Seve was kind of the poster child of this. Never had a
Yes,
hole in
that's
one.
right.
Like probably one
Yeah.
of the, obviously like one of the best golfers ever, and never had one.
President in perpetuity of the Hole in None Club.
Yes,
Seven.
exactly. Yeah, that was his official title.
President
yeah.
Emeritus.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, it just kind of went away because, you know, we started talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, James like spoke about his long drive stuff for like 20 minutes every episode, so we didn't have time
Yes.
for Hole in None. I spoke about not being able to hit it past 200 yards, so that took up time as well. But as I've often been asking recently, I've been asking for DMs and Tenable suggestions. God, we will get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But I have had a DM from Cameron Wright. Now, thanks for getting in touch, Cameron. Well,
Can we call him Cammy?
Cammy, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
Thanks,
his header on Twitter is a photo of Stephen O'Donnell slide tackling Jack Grealish in the game in the first
0-0 win.
The nil, as Steve Clark did describe it in his leaving letter list. Yeah. Anyway, so that is his photo. So for that reason, I'm reading out his submission
Go for
here.
it.
I'll read out his message. He said, "Hi Lewis, long time listener to the podcast here. Love the show. Great
Thanks,
start.
Cammy.
Can I bring back a Hole in None Club suggestion, or is this section dead?" Well, you have just revived it from the
Cameron,
death.
you have resuscitated it.
Resuscitated it. And he has said, either way, if it makes the podcast or not, I'm keen to get your opinion on this. And maybe it will cause some debate, as it has been between the friends for years, he says. Years ago, I carded a 1 playing in a white tee club championship qualifier. It was a pitching wedge from about 145 to a semi-blind pin, as I could only see the top of the flag. I got down to the green and the ball was in the hole. Amazing, what a feeling. However, at this time, the green of the hole I was playing was being relaid, and a temporary winter green was in use. A regulation-sized cup was being used, not the winter bucket, and bear in mind, this was roughly the end of May/start of June, so the course was in full flow. Does this count, or will there forever be an asterisk next to my hole-in-one? I would love some clarity as to what side of the hole-in-one or hole-in-none conversation I fall into. Cheers, and all the best, Cameron.
So, Cameron is in hole-in-one purgatory at the moment.
Yes.
He's on one of the upper rungs of Dante's Inferno. Not quite plunging into hell just yet, but not sure if he should be. So give me the picture here again, Lewis. He was playing a golf course that was on winter greens, but the hole was semi-blind, so he hit to where the regular green would be and it went in.
Yes, so you say winter greens. Important to note that Cami, if I can call you that, Cami. Yeah, Cam. God, yeah.
Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell is... So he was playing a club championship qualifier. So this is an official round. He's not just out with his mates.
Yep.
But one of the greens at his course was being relayed for whatever reason. So
and that's
normal
one he
green
hit towards.
Out of commission. But so they were using a temporary green where a winter green would probably be. He's hit to this and his ball has gone in. But bear in mind, this is not the normal green. I'm assuming, he hasn't said this, but I'm assuming this is a hole that has essentially been cut into the fairway short off the green. So it's not on a green as such.
Wait, did he know that was a winter green?
Yeah, he could see the flag. So I presume if he's playing club championship, it's not his first time playing this hole. So he was aiming at the pin where it is, but it's not on the regulation green because that green's being relayed.
I'm still none the wiser here.
What are you not getting about this?
Well, the green you're saying is presumably short of the regular green. The winter green isn't. But does he know that winter green is there, or has he only discovered that when he's got down to his ball and he's found his ball in the hole?
I believe that he knows the flag that he's aiming at here.
Right, okay.
So it's not a fully blind shot, and it's taken him by surprise that the flag isn't on the green, and he's like duffed his wedge and it's come up 20 yards short and gone in. I believe that he's aiming at the hole.
Right, that's fine. So the discrepancy is, the question essentially is, does a hole-in-one in a winter green count?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes, it counts, because it's a club championship qualifier. It's an actual competitive thing that he's playing in. It's not like he's playing in the middle of February and it's a bounce game with his mates. I think it's a question mark whether that still counts as well, by the way, but granted, bigger holes and winter greens typically. But because of the conditions under which he's playing, by the way, why are we doing two things? Why do we have winter greens at the end of May, start of June?
Yeah.
And why are they happening in a club competition?
Yes.
That is two massive red flags there for me.
Yeah.
But considering the context and the mitigating circumstances, I'm going to have to reject your entry to the hole-in-none club, Cam Dog, because that's a hole-in-one all day long for me.
I completely agree. Now, generally, as a general rule in these discussions, as listeners for a long time will know, winter greens for me are a no when it comes to hole-in-ones. I've had shots where, don't think I made a one on a winter green, but I've had shots that have finished like tapping distance away, and I've thought, thank goodness that's not gone in, because that wouldn't count in my mind as a hole-in-one, because you're not playing a regulation, you're not playing to like a normal green that you should be. However, as you say, this is not in winter, this is in summer, and CW is aiming at the flag that he knows to be, he knows where it is, he knows where he's aiming, and this has clearly been like specified before the round that he's going to be going to this screen because work is being done on the other one. crucially, regulation size hole. Now, we've played like, I don't know if this is just a like Scottish thing, if it's UK wide, but in the winter, a lot of the time, it will just be massive bucket holes, probably like speed up playing because
foot golf size.
Yeah, it is foot golf size. Yeah. So if you're making a 1 on that, absolutely not. Don't get like if you're playing in January and you are like out, New Year's Day golf and you hit it from 80 yards and it goes in this big bucket. Don't start getting excited thinking that that's a hole in one, because that's not what I'm saying. But under these very specific circumstances, I think this is a hole in one. And I think he's not getting in the hole in none club. I'm surprised that this has been a debate with his friends for years. He says years that this has been discussed. This is a 1 all day for me.
All day long.
Yep.
Well done, C-Dub. Congratulations, or not, as the case may be, because you're not in the club.
Maybe you wanted in the club, yeah.
But all of which is to say, your friends are wrong. You are right. You are right in more ways than one. Evidently, Cameron right. But yeah, you are absolutely in the hole in one, not the hole in none club. Congratulations. And if anyone else has got a tale that they wish to tell, any uncertainty about whether or not their 1 was a 1, get in touch. Let us know. This could be the comeback that nobody expected.
Yeah.
The return of the hole in none
I always
club.
liked the section. It was good. You heard you heard some absolutely mental stories.
And honestly, some genuinely moving ones as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Hole in ones do funny things to people. So does hole in nuns. So yeah, get in touch with either Lewis or I if you've got a candidacy or an application or whatever for the hole in none club. Right. Moving on. Phil Mickelson. Where do you even start? So I don't want to spend a huge amount of time talking about this because a couple of things. One, evidently you've got a Golf Tenable for the ages, Lewis. So let's waste our time on that instead. Also, these are not the most fun things to be talking about, and I want to be mindful of not getting us into any trouble. But Phil Mickelson, there was obviously a story that came out last month from Golf Digest that revealed that Phil had been blackballed and kicked out of a club in the San Diego area over claims of non-consensual and inappropriate contact with a female employee at the club. So that happened, I believe, earlier this year, or was alleged to have happened earlier this year. Phil got asked to leave the premises immediately mid-round, by all accounts, after the allegations were reported, and he has subsequently been kicked out of the club. Various sides to this. The club stands by its decision and whatnot. Phil's lawyers have said that the whole thing was a big misunderstanding and that there's video evidence that will support that this was a misunderstanding. The club has then said, well, actually, there's no video evidence of this incident. Long story, all of which is to say that Phil has found himself at the centre of a very complex and troubling matter. Alan Shipnuck, who, good friend of the podcast, he's been on the show a few times. You'll know him as the former golf beat writer for Sports Illustrated, golf.com. He's written books on, Rory most recently, but he's also written a biography of Phil a couple of years ago. You may recall Phil saying some stuff about Saudi Arabian people and the rulers of Saudi Arabia being scary, such and such as that came from a conversation with Alan. So Alan, exceptional journalist, very well connected, dogged and tenacious. He is the guy that's going to uncover all of your dirty little secrets if you're holding on to any. And so subsequent to this Golf Digest report, Alan published a very detailed report on Scratch, the Scratch website last week, where further allegations came forward. I think most notably, and you know what, I'm going to do something I've never, I think, had to do before, but I know that there are some people who listen to this with their kids, and, you know, I know there are younger listeners and whatnot from time to time. So if you have kids within earshot, now might be a good time to just skip forward. What, 30 seconds is it you can skip forward to on your device? Skip forward 30 seconds or so, because one of the allegations that's been made against Phil that's come to light in Alan's piece was by Ashley Perez, the ex-wife of Pat Perez, who claimed that Phil, when she and Pat were staying with them during a tournament, that Phil showed her a nude photo of himself in I'm trying to think the most delicate way to put this, in a state of arousal, flexing his muscles and basically propositioned her. So it's not clear yet what Phil's version of events are. I believe that he and his people refused to contribute to Alan's reporting, but if I sound a little bit awkward talking about this, it's because I am. This is a very delicate matter. It's quite it's an ongoing matter as well, I think is the other point. But none of this is good, Lewis, quite clearly. And the piece is very detailed. Alan stands by all his reporting. I believe that Ashley Perez has subsequently come forward again publicly through social media, making the point that, you know, essentially corroborating everything that she has said to Alan and corroborating his story. So, yeah, this is not good. There's clearly more to come out of this, I would suspect. A lot more to run. I don't want to focus on the detail of the allegations here. Instead, I want to talk about the consequences of it. One of the consequences is in a playing sense. Phil has decided he's not going to play the Open Championship this year. He's only played once all year. That was Live Golf South Africa, because we gather that there's an ongoing family health matter which he is giving his full attention to. So first thing to say there is we hope that's okay. We hope that whatever it is improving. But I don't think with all the noise that's going on that it would be great if Phil did play the Open anyway, even if there wasn't a family issue here. It will be the first time that he's missed all 4 majors for the first year since 1989, or the first year that he won't have played at least one of the major championships since 1989.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, isn't it? So, first of all, your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And then, secondly, how significant an impact are events of the last month, in your opinion, going to have on his legacy and the way that he's remembered?
Yeah, I mean, the thoughts on first time that he'll miss all 4 majors since 1989 is an insane stat. We talk about Adam Scott, who's just played like his 100th consecutive major. Like, that for Phil was almost as impressive to be, I know we joke about like Tony Finau in the first section, but someone who's an incredible golfer and he's dropped out of being able to play in the majors. Like, that's not happened to Phil at all in like basically 40 years. Like, that's crazy longevity. So that is sad that that's like the case, because he is called Phil the Thrill, like, for a reason. Like, his golf is unbelievable to watch. He is a massive draw for crowds, like, regardless if he's playing well or not, because you always know that you're going to get entertainment with him on the course. Like, he's going to do something that is going to leave you with a story. You always get like clips of him like talking to the crowd, or like the one that springs to mind with me is like the wee boy that's at like the front of a rope, and I think Phil's playing a pro-am, and he asks him like, would you lay up in this hole? And the wee boy's like, what if I could hit my 3 with 260 yards, and I'd go for it. Stuff like that is what people will remember Phil for, and like what you want to see. So it's sad that he's not playing like the Open or any of the majors this year. On the point that you're talking about, like, it's difficult. You don't want to say too much. I think what you're saying about there's probably more to come out of this in the following days, weeks, and months is probably the most crucial point in that. And I'm sure the way that these things are with lawyers involved, like, it's not going to be a fast process, but we will hear other things. And yeah, I would imagine that, well, if there is other people involved, then they might come forward at some point, and we'll hear more from that. It's just sad. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, the two most recognisable golfers, certainly of the last like 30 or 40 years, are Tiger and Phil, and both of them do not exactly have stellar records of off-course behaviour. Like, that would be putting it lightly, I think. And yeah, there's always, I think with Phil, like, there's been stuff around like gambling, and there's always just, for people who maybe are really like in tune with what's going on in the world of golf, we've kind of always known that there's like that slight darker side in terms of like financial stuff with Phil, and that he's got himself probably in with like the wrong crowd, like it's maybe doing it a disservice, but with gambling and financial issues. But this is obviously a whole other story. Like, read Alan Shipnick's piece, which is like brilliant journalism, but also a very difficult read. Again, like, if you haven't read it, then I'd recommend reading it, because it's really good journalism. But you're not going to think well of Phil after reading it.
No, and if you want the full detail, I'm not going to get into that here. I don't think me or Lewis have any desire to get into that here, because it's scandalous, it's salacious, it is also compelling, and I think important to read. So you can easily find Alan's piece. Go and check that out and have a full read of it. But yeah, listen, Lewis, I'm broadly with you. It's sad to see what has become of Phil over the last few years. Certainly when I started out at Bunkered, he was the anti-Tiger, but was the only one, it felt like, that was capable of being the anti-Tiger and still performing to a high level. The first major that was won after I joined Bunkered was Phil winning the Masters in 2004. Yep. And I'm still struggling to this day to think of too many more popular major wins. It was such the excitement and the, I guess, euphoria that created amongst the golf community was significant. But, you're right when you say that there are dark sides, and, Phil's always put forward this, or tried to cultivate a persona of being a good family man, of being great with fans, signing autographs and all that sort of stuff. Very earnest. But there's a lot of people behind the scenes who believed that was, an act, that was disingenuous on his part. He obviously has had the nickname Fig Jam for some time, which is, if I'm good, just ask me, which is at odds with the public perception, or at least the persona that he's tried to create and the reputation he's tried to build for himself. And I kind of trace it back to the 2014 Ryder Cup, when it started to crumble. And yeah, there have been incidents before that as well, but the way that he filleted Tom Watson, a beloved figure, in the aftermath of the Ryder Cup, like minutes really after the Ryder Cup has been lost, that made a lot of people uncomfortable. I think a lot of people were deeply unimpressed by Phil's timing, if not what it was he had to say. Then you had the incident at Shinnecock Hills in 2018 where he's hitting the moving ball, which wasn't a brain fart. That was a very deliberate protest. And, maybe Phil's biggest problem has been ego, thinking that he's the smartest guy in every room. You see him on X, he has opinions on absolutely everything, whether it's oil prices or how we solve this problem or that problem. And there's been two kind of Phils at play over the last few years. There was the goofy Phil, who had the gormless big grin and gave you the thumbs up and sort of plodded around the golf course and then hit these ridiculous shots. I mean, we spoke about this the other week. The art and the skill of the recovery shot is largely gone from golf, and that's a dying, that's a crying shame. But Phil has kept it alive just that little bit with his imagination. He's the closest thing to Seve and Seve, with that touch and that willingness to try the audacious. And for that, I like him. The goofiness, I think we all saw the videos with Mizzen and Main where he's doing the dad dancing, everyone just sort of cringed and went, oh, that's just typical Phil. The coffee and hitting bombs and all that sort of stuff. He leaned hard into his goofy persona, but subsequent to his move to live, he's become almost a recluse. He's, in terms of his public visibility, doesn't really get involved in saying too much about the state of the game, other than live press conferences and the occasional bits and pieces on social media. And he's become much more of a serious, chastened figure, I think. And now you find out that all this has been going on as well. You're right to mention the gambling, but this feels like gambling issues he got into, terrible. The goofiness, you can take or leave. The stuff that he did with Watson, the moving the ball, this is a different level of bad. This is horrendous. If these allegations are true, then this is exposing, I use that term advisedly, a whole other side of Phil that is just, makes you feel a bit like Tiger did. It makes you feel a little bit fooled that you've had the wool pulled over you because you fell for it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the same thing here, but Lance Armstrong, I had the yellow bracelet. And I'm like, oh, great, I've been fooled. And I kind of feel like buying into Phil and all that sort of stuff, yeah, I've been fooled as well. I don't believe in separating the art from the artist. To me, they are mutually exclusive. And so, yeah, my memories of Phil are already, irrespective of what comes out from this, it could all be withdrawn. My memories of Phil have been tainted a little bit because of these accusations, which is quite a thing. So the whole thing's just impossibly sad. We're talking about Phil. To be honest, my first thoughts are for the women at the centre of this, the employee of the golf club, where he was, that he was kicked out of, for Ashley Perez, for the others who have, surfaced these allegations against him. It's just horrible what they have allegedly had to experience. Phil will be fine. Phil will be absolutely fine. He's got generational family tree wealth. Whether or not he's now persona non grata or sin died from the top end of the game doesn't really matter. He's won his majors. He's not going to win any more. He's made his millions. So he'll be okay. But what about the people who've experienced what has been alleged?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, on a slightly wider point from it, you're right. Phil will be absolutely fine by this. A lot of people will, like you said, memories of his golf are completely tainted because of these allegations, like you say. But in a wider sporting point,
likewise Tiger, by the way, because I keep getting this on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
People going, what about Tiger? Yeah, don't think I feel the same or think the same about when he's 2004 Tiger. Now,
when he's standing up, talking about PGA Tour changes that we spoke about, in the first half, he was at that press conference, announcing them. He was leading it, and I'm watching, kind of cringing, thinking, God, are we just forgetting what's happened
exactly
in the last month about this guy?
Truly obscene that he was there.
Yeah, so that's a whole other thing. But the point I was going to make, and Phil will be fine. And if you think this is going to ruin his life in the way that it probably has completely ruined lives of people that he's allegedly be involved with in these situations. Look at some of the people who are still playing football and things that have been levelled at them, some of them in the World Cup. That's not ruined their life at all, has it?
No,
so
not at all.
Phil's
life will be fine, I'm sure. The consequences of it, obviously, I think are yet to be fully determined, clearly. His legacy's different, and I think his legacy is going to be really complex, the same way as Tiger's legacy is going to be really complex. 50 years from now, I don't think either of them will be remembered exclusively for their brilliance. Tiger certainly won't. Tiger will be remembered as a troubled genius, I think. And I suspect that Phil will be remembered in much the same way. Skeletons galore. And everyone's got skeletons, but these guys have done and allegedly done stuff that is just awful. Yep. So, yeah, I caveat all that with saying, this is all quite new and it's quite fresh about Phil. You don't want to paint someone as being totally guilty. At the same time, you don't want to paint them as being completely innocent. You just got to go with the facts as best you've got them, or the details as best you've got them, and respond to them. That's kind of the purpose of a podcast. So, yeah, it's sad. It's troubling. and we'll see what follows from it all. But yeah, certainly no Phil Mickelson at the Open this year. No Phil Mickelson at any of the majors for the first time since 1989. Jeez. Oh. Right. Pod of the Mail. Let's lighten the mood again, Lewis. Bring back Cameron Wright. Where are you, Cameron? Let's bring you back. Last week it was the Travellers Championship. Lewis, you picked Scotty Scheffler. Tell you what.
Inventive pick there.
Not a bad pick. Runner-up to Victor Hovland and
means
a Monday
I can't pick him again.
Yes, correct.
He missed that putt.
I know. I tell you, that was crucial. For the purposes of this game, that was crucial.
Yeah, not just for Scotty.
Because you can't pick him again, and it would have got you an extra point.
Yeah.
Because I picked Patrick Cantlay. The only way I could have bested you was by having Victor Hovland. I didn't add Patrick Cantlay, who was going along fine until the final round. Ended up in a tie for 14th. So that makes the scores Michael 5, Lewis 3. Remember, first to 10 in this season of Podder of Merit. And this week, with the greatest of respect to the John Deere Classic, that's going to be Challenger, isn't it? That's Challenger Series all day.
Oh, yeah.
All
hate
day.
to say it, but yeah. This is how we're going to start referring to these events already as Challenger
Challenger's going to be shorthand for something disparaging, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, look at those trainers, they're a bit Challenger. So this week we've decided instead to cross the Atlantic and go to the BMW International Open in Germany, in München, Germany. They're out at the World Cup as well.
Ah, God, yeah, no. Paraguay getting significantly further than Scotland. Who'd have thought it? I watched Paraguay against USA in a bar in New York, I think it was, when we were there, and I laughed and thought, oh, they won't get out of the group. Scotland are significantly better than them as well.
Nope.
That's one team will do better than
No, not at all.
No, worse.
So Germany, nothing to look forward to in a sporting context now, apart from the BMW International Open. Great field as well. So Lewis, it is your honour. Who are you picking?
I'm going back to the Rasmus Niergaard Peterson way of thinking and picking one of my friends from the tour, and a new friend that I made on a Strixon trip before I went to the World Cup is Henny du Plessis.
Oh, wow.
And he is in the field, South African golfer. So he was playing at, let me get this right, it was Carden Park down in Chester, and he was actually first alternate for the US Open at that time, and he eventually got in, which was great for him. He played there, that was his first major, and we played sort of 2 or 3 holes with him each in our wee groups. And when we got on to the 7th tee, we asked him how he was playing, and he said a word that he then said not for us to repeat because it was a bad word. Okay. So he'd played rubbish with everyone else and hadn't contributed very well to their scores.
And you're picking him this week?
But when we graced him with our presence, myself and French Ben, who's like the best golfer on these trips, and Nicola from NCG, he made a birdie, and it was a very good one. Okay. So I'm picking him. I'm hoping he's going to be on a high
on
after playing his first. One hole. Well, it was a really good hole, and I saw it with my own eyes, and we got on really well and had lunch with him after, and he was a great laugh. So going to him, he played.
You used to be really good at this game. Now you're just picking people based on, we had a nice lunch.
Yeah, but I picked Scotty last week, and I feel like that's a bit like boring, isn't it?
So there's a middle ground here. Yeah. So Henny, you know what? He's having a decent season.
He is
28th in the Race to Dubai standings as it is. 14 events played. Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's doing well.
His
stats look good. I'm looking at his, so he hits the ball a really long way. He's 17th in driving distance. His average drive is 310 yards, which I saw with my own eyes. He is built. He's quite short, but he's a burly guy. He gets the golf ball out there. So I'm hoping that's going to serve him well this week. So he's my pick.
Whatever. Joaquin Niemann, thank you very much.
Fuck's sake. You're just looking at the odds again, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Well, he's top of the yes, because I looked at them as well.
I mean,
that's boring.
It's a fairly obvious pick, but I mean, Niemann...
You're not going to pick him a major.
I might get to pick him for... Well, there's only one major left this year, isn't there?
Yeah, true, yeah.
But yeah, Niemann... I'm not going to get the chance to pick him other than the Open, probably for a good few weeks, because Liv's not going to be playing anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, so God's good thinking.
He's coming over here looking to try and improve his world ranking, so he's got a bit of fire in the belly. Yeah, why not? Joaquin Niemann versus Henny du Plessis.
Yes.
Is that how we pronounce it?
Du Plessis, I think.
Du Plessis.
Yeah.
South African, yeah?
Yes, he is, yeah.
Okay. Right, so...
He is South African. You sound as if I'm saying that as if...
No, I take your word for it.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely fine. 5-3 to yours truly as things stand. BMW International Open at Golf Club Eichenried in München later this week. I've been there, by the way.
Have
Very
you?
nice.
Yeah, is it nice? Yeah.
Very nice.
Our colleague's flying out there as we speak. John is on his way.
Munich's a great city.
Yeah, you'll like that.
Marienplatz.
Yeah,
Great fun.
You'll have a good time there, will John?
Right, go on then. Given this the big build-up, Golf Tenable, you
Yep.
tell me that this is going to be difficult.
I received an email
Close the
a
laptop,
few
Michael.
weeks back. Yeah, close. Yeah, don't even know if the laptop will help you in this one. And it was an email, and it reads, Lewis, no hi or anything.
Oh,
so
very
clearly,
formal.
yeah, formal and means business.
That's like when HR get in touch.
Yeah, I was worried. Yeah, thankfully
Michael,
this is
you
not
haven't
HR.
completed your mandatory e-compliance work. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, could be. I don't know if I've done that, to be fair. Still, yeah, get emails like that all the time. Anyway, he said, this is from Mark, by the way. Mark.
Hi, Mark. With a K or a C?
K-U-R-E-W-A-R-T. How do you pronounce that, sir?
Say again?
E-W-A-R-T.
Ewart.
Ewart. I think so. Sat listening to last week's podcast and heard you say you were short of questions to test.
Well, he didn't say
Michael
that, Mark.
that is pretty much what I said. He's paraphrasing, and I think that's absolutely fine.
Well,
I don't think he needs
I'm
to
sure
quote
he'd
it.
be fine.
No, I was struggling though, but
okay.
he was right. You're short of questions to test Michael at the end of each episode. Wondered if there may be any merit in asking who were the last 10 golfers to hit hole-in-ones or hole-in-ones at the
Holes in
Open
one.
Championship. I had a look.
No way.
I had a look, and there are just a couple of really tricky answers in the list. Love the podcast. One of the highlights of the week.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yours, Mark. You're sent from my iPhone. Do you have a go at that?
Okay, the last 10 players to have a hole-in-one at the Open.
Yes. So we're going back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going back to 2011 on this one. Or in theory, we're going back to 2011.
Right, I want more. I want more passes this week. Three's
Oh
not
yeah,
really
you get
enough.
as many as you want. Yeah, as many as best.
I'll tell you what, how's about we set a timer on this? I have 5 minutes to name as many as I possibly
So you've
can.
got until 2:45.
Okay, right, okay.
You can't see the time, but I can see it on my laptop.
Oh my God. I can't think of any. All I can think of is players who've played in the Open. See, if it was the Masters, honestly, I think I'd have a
Do you
chance.
want to do the Masters?
No, Mark wants to humiliate me. He wants the Open. Oh my God. Could be anybody. Justin Thomas.
No.
Right, I'm going to start just throwing some names.
Right, okay.
First one that comes to mind is David Howell. Paul Casey.
No.
Luke Donald.
No.
Lee Westwood.
No.
Ian Poulter.
No.
Can I have some nationalities, actually? That might
Yeah,
be. Jason Day, Adam Scott,
An
Cam Smith.
an Englishman in 2025.
An Englishman in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Brown.
No.
Matt Wallace.
No.
Marco Penge.
You're in the right ballpark with this Englishman here.
Why? Because they're all English.
Well, they're kind of from like the same ilk and like career, like points in their career. And
Eddie
that, I would
Pepperell.
say no.
Brandon,
You're further away here.
Jordan Smith.
Not Brandon Robinson Thompson or
Brandon
John Smith. He's
Robinson.
another one of my mates, but yeah, not him. Pick him for next week's Tenable. Not Tenable, Potter Merit.
Aaron Rye.
No.
Right, another country.
It's South Korea, 2024.
South Korea 2024. Sungjae.
No.
Siwoo Kim.
Yes.
Yes! Have
Royal
that,
Troon
Mark.
on the 17th.
Another
Good
country.
hole in one, by the way. We'll go with the USA.
No, we won't. That's where they're all from.
We've got 2 in the USA. That's different, isn't it? South Africa.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yes.
Come on.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Yes.
Not Cabrera.
No.
Argentina. Andres Romero.
No. No, he's currently on the PGA Tour, this player. 2019 Portrush. On the 13th, I'm led to believe.
An Argentinian who's on the PGA Tour right now.
Yes. I would say he would be challenger. Maybe. Don't know if he'd be challenger.
Another country.
I won't give you a country. I'll give you that he's very tall, famously tall.
Chris Wood.
No. He has a nickname.
Jigger
Yes,
Thompson.
yeah, well done.
Is that
yeah.
the Englishman?
No, it's not.
Well, he is English, though.
He is English, but it's not
What
him.
are we doing here, Lewis?
It's Mark. Don't know why you're blaming me.
I'm blaming you because you're giving me duff clues. There's an Englishman. I get the Englishman. It's like, but it's not that Englishman.
Yeah, not that Englishman. No.
Not that way, for fuck's sake. Another country. Come on, I'm on a roll. I've got three.
India.
Shubhankar Sharma.
No.
Jeev Milka Singh.
No.
Oh my god. The guy that's on live. Why am I blanking?
I don't know.
It's because the pressure's on. I'm against the clock. He's on Crushers.
Yeah. Curry Power is his nickname.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anirban Lahiri.
Yes. Well done. You've got well, I don't even know where this guy's from. You put his name into Google and his hole-in-one from the what even year was that? His hole-in-one from 2015 is the first thing that comes up, so that says it all, doesn't it?
Country.
Let me find out. English again.
Oh,
but
so
not
there's
the
two
Englishman
English.
that I'm meaning. Yeah, 2 Englishmen. And 2 Americans.
Was that it?
I think that's it.
2 English, 2 Americans.
Oh, Australian.
Australian. Adam Scott, Cam
Nah,
Smith.
you won't get the Australian.
I
Maybe
will.
here. All right.
Elvis Smiley.
No. Closer.
Travis Smith.
Yes.
No way!
Yeah. How have you got to him after 3 Australian golfers?
That's amazing. Right, 2 English, 2 American. How am I doing for time?
Yeah, you've got a minute.
Oh, what? No, I don't.
No, I'll give you 2. Garrett Kegel rules. It's fine. He's not one of them, by the way.
Scotty Scheffler.
No.
Jordan Spieth.
No.
Brandt Snedeker.
No.
Jim Furyk.
No.
Fred Couples.
No.
Patrick Reed.
No. So there's a former world number 1 in there.
Former world number 1.
In fact, there might be 2. I don't
Dustin
know.
Johnson.
Yes.
Might be 2. Brooks Koepka.
I'm struggling to know because I'm not sure if the OWGR is even a thing. This is terrible.
And 2 Englishmen. Give me more about the Englishman.
The most recent one, I picked him for Podder of Merit recently.
Oh, shut up. No, you didn't.
I did.
Tommy Fleetwood.
No.
Oh, damn.
He played the US Open. He had a good finish at the US Open.
He had a good finish at the US Open. What?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago.
Matt Fitzpatrick.
No.
Alex Fitzpatrick.
No.
Their dad, Russell Fitzpatrick.
No.
Oh, my God. I've named every English golfer that's ever lived.
Yeah, just not the right one. We've also got an 8-time major champion in there.
An 8-time major champion?
Yeah. 2011 hole-in-one, Royal
What?
St George's. Yeah.
Tom Watson?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Tom Watson?
The
right,
same,
okay.
the day after Dustin Johnson made his.
So I've got the 2 Americans. It's just the 2 English players that I don't have.
I've never heard of one of the English players with respect to him. He made a hole-in-one in the Open. That's more than I'll ever.
Kenny
fucking do,
Ferry?
isn't it? No.
John Bickerton.
No, God, I thought you got him.
John Parry.
Yeah.
Yes, come on. Oh, this has been so easy. Oh, who's the other Englishman?
When you type his name in, you need to put
You need to put golf after it.
golf. Yeah.
Initials.
DB, and it's not Dan Brown.
DB.
Apparently, he's on the challenge too. You're not gonna. If you get him, I'd be absolutely dumbfounded.
David.
No.
Donald.
No.
Derek.
No.
Dan.
Yes. Well, a variation of that.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel Brown.
No, so close. You've got the first name and the next 3 letters correct.
Daniel Broberg.
No, that's
Daniel
an
Bromance.
amalgamation of a Swedish player.
Daniel Broadhurst.
We're late. We're getting a 2-shot penalty. Garrett Kiggle's just coming up to
Time
John.
up. 9 out of 10. I'll take it.
Yeah, fair play. It's
Daniel who?
Brooks
Of course it is.
made a hole-in-one in 2015 at St Andrews on the 11th on his way to a missed cut. So good for him.
I'll tell you what, Mark. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now, Mark?
Just as well we took away the 3 guesses rule on that one. That was a variation.
There were a few assists, but I tell you what.
Yeah, a couple of good crosses into the box. But yeah, you did all right.
I mean, there's not many 8-time major champions, to be fair.
No,
so.
there isn't. So yeah, shout out to the golf writers doing an SEO based piece titled "An Official Record of Every Hole-in-One in Open Championship History," which they obviously did last year when John Parry made his one. So well done.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Travis Smith, I'll take that one.
Yeah,
though.
good shout. That was really good. Just
Absolutely
impressed
superb.
by that. I thought we could have been there all day for him.
Yeah, so decent
stuff.
Mark, well
Yeah,
done. We'll put something in the post. You get in touch with Lewis, give him your details, and we'll send you something. Keep the Tenable suggestions coming. Send them to Lewis's DMs are open by all accounts.
They are.
Try and not make them ridiculous though. I mean that.
Yeah, somewhere between
Somewhere between last
a bit
week and this
easier.
week.
Yeah.
I want to be made to think, but not too much.
I don't want to have to do too much like typing on the fly to find out what nationality Daniel Brooks is. With respect to him, I wasn't sure.
You should know that.
I do now.
Anyway, yes, thank you for that. Thank you, Lewis, for your time this week. Much appreciated. Thank you for
You're very
explaining
welcome.
the PGA Tour changes to me. Much appreciated indeed.
Heat after that.
I bet indeed. And once again, congratulations to the happy couple.
Andrew and Salva, congratulations to them.
Yes, well done indeed. And we will be back this time next week where we will be previewing the Scottish Open, the Genesis Scottish Open. It's come around very, very quickly. Moving into a busy old month of golf. So make sure you stay across bunker.co.uk and all of our social platforms for all of the latest news and goings on, because we've got the Open, we've got the Scottish Open, we've got the Women's Scottish Open, the Women's Open, the Senior Open, Live UK. There's a lot happening. So bunker.co.uk is a place to get it all. Remember, our newsletters, even better. bunker.co.uk/newsletters. And yes, been asked this a few times, the Open Commute podcasts will be back.
Hey.
Daily podcasts coming to you all the way from Southport, Royal Birkdale throughout Open Week. So stay tuned for that. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is bye-bye for now.